Broadcasting to you from the heart of northern Minnesota, this is the fucking best music-oriented podcast and web series on all of YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Roger Radio Show. I am Roger Radio.
And I'm Aegis Levity of the Intermission Group.
Open your eyes, Aegis.
Shut the fuck up.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another legit album review.
What are we reviewing today, Roger? What are we reviewing?
Well, I'll explain in a minute. But first, the question of the podcast is, what is the most underrated rock opera you've ever listened to?
Excuse me. That would be, for me, it's between The Acts by the Deer Hunter and Joe's Garage by Frank Zappa.
Which just happens to be our next album review, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
For me, honestly, even though it is considered one of the best prog rock albums out there, I still feel it is underappreciated, and it is Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, which is the album that we're going to review after Joe's Garage, and we're going to close off the year with that. So, Aegis, do you remember which band was our first ever album review we did on this podcast?
Fuck. Dream Theater. It was Parasomnia.
Yes, it is.
I had to think for a second.
Yep. And ladies and gentlemen, obviously I was in such a good mood to do another Dream Theater album, and I figured what better album to review than what I believe, in my opinion, is their greatest work. And I am, of course, talking about their 1999 rock opera, Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
First,
dude.
We're going to start with Metropolis Part 1.
Yeah, well, let's just give me a moment, if I may. What is there to say about this album, man? I think it is actually a great piece of work right here, honestly, man. Like, it is like an album that you can listen to literally from beginning to end without any skips.
I was just about to say that exact same thing. There are some songs that I didn't care for as much as the others, but overall, every song on there was a good fucking song.
It was, man. It was so amazing, dude. Dude, even the album cover, oh my god, dude. Let me give you, ladies and gentlemen, an idea of what I feel this album cover is almost like. If any of you ever played the 2015 horror game Soma, some reason it almost feels like it's a Soma cover for me. But if any of you have played Soma before, let me know in the comments. So, the album was released on October 26, 1999. They recorded this at Bear Track Studios in Suffolk, New York, and Metalworks Studios in Mississauga, Ontario, at least for the vocal parts. It is progressive metal and progressive rock, which is something that this guy right here can attest to. And
Love me some prog, boy.
Yep, and the producers were none other than probably the biggest names in Dream Theater, John Petrucci and Mike Portnoy.
Who's Mike Portnoy?
Fuck you. All right, so I just want to quickly get into this. So, ladies and gentlemen, obviously, Metropolis Part 2 is a rock opera. It pretty much tells the story of a man named Nicholas, who is a troubled man who undergoes a past life regression therapy. And let's see here. He ends up making a discovery, or discovers his past life as a woman named Victoria Page. And it explores different themes that involve love, murder, and infidelity. And it was even heavily inspired by the 1991 film Dead Again. More so than the original song that we will get into in a moment. There are a few things that I do want to get into. For the influences, it is showcased as a traditional progressive rock sound. it actually ended up gaining influences from many, many albums out there that included but not limited to The Who's 1969 album Tommy, Genesis's 1974 album The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, Roger Waters' 1992 album Amused to Death, Radiohead's OK Computer from 1997. I could kind of see that. Uh, it also was influenced by Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime from 1988, the Beatles' 1967 album Sgt. Pepper's, uh, no, Marillion's 1985 album Misplaced Childhood, and was also influenced by none other than Pink Floyd's albums The Wall and The Final Cut from both 79 and 83. These albums were shown on a table that Mike Portnoy called Inspiration Corner. It actually did pretty good in the reception. The highest it climbed on the US Billboard 200 was at number 73, number 2 on the Billboard Top Internet Albums, number 6 on the Finnish Albums chart, and number 8 on the German Albums chart. It was rated 4 stars by AllMusic, 8 out of 10 by Collector's Guide to Heavy Metal, 10 out of 10 for Rock Hard, and 10 out of 10 for Mellow Storm. All right, let's see here. In 2012, the readers of Rolling Stone voted the album into the number 1 position in their Your Favorite Prog Rock Albums of All Time poll. Scenes from a Memory was also ranked by the same magazine at number 29 in their list of the 50 greatest prog rock albums of all time. In 2015, the Prog Report ranked it at number 3 for the top 50 modern prog albums from 1990 to 2015. Jordan Blum of Pop Matters called the album the greatest progressive metal work of all time, and Loudwire named it number 14 in their list of top 25 progressive metal albums of all time. Do you agree with those?
I'd have to see what else is on that list, on the list, to have an opinion on it.
Yeah, and I'm sure you would know mostly. I mean, you are of course the
Yeah.
prog rock guy here. You know your stuff more than I do. Although I have been trying to like get a little bit into it. You know, I've listened to my stuff, but it's whatever they played on classic rock radio because you know there's like other bands and musicians that are in that genre who don't get a whole lot of airplays. You know. All right, so like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is a concept album and a rock opera. Now, before we get into the track listing for the album itself, I just want to make a quick note that this is a sequel to a song that Dream Theater recorded in 1992 for their album Images and Words, which is just simply titled Metropolis Part 1, The Miracle and the Sleeper. And because this song is pretty much what started the Scenes from a Memory album, we are going to give it an excuse to review it today.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just make sure that I get this here. I will be honest with you, Aegis. I've listened to the song Metropolis 1, and I honestly don't see any connection with the whole story on the album. I don't know why.
Just the way it sounds or lyrically?
Lyrically. Maybe I have to
Yeah.
listen to it more. I don't know.
Here, up on Genius, it says the fifth track on Dream Theater's 1992 album, Images and Words, written by. It is a conceptual progressive piece whose overall meaning has been subject to many interpretations. Not helped by the fact that the band itself has been evasive about the true meaning. It could be the founding of the city of Rome, Metropolis, by two brothers, Romulus and Remus.
Oh,
It
yeah.
could also be about a boy and a girl who are connected telepathically and cannot live without the other.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I honestly just don't know, man. I just really can't see it.
And here it says the part one in the title was originally added in as a joke for Petrucci
Petrucci.
never planned on actually making a sequel. However, fan demands combined with increasing popularity of the song itself led to a sequel being made. Initially as a single 20-minute song for 1997's Falling into Infinity, And when that was cut, eventually expanded into an entire album in 1999 as Scenes from a Memory.
Yeah, it it was recorded as a song, but the lyrics started evolving more to where they could just make a whole album out of it.
Hmm.
You know, well, I really liked the song. I really did. Even then, you know that jingle that you hear at the beginning of the song in particular? Didn't that
Yeah,
not remind you of the jingle that you hear in Radiohead's song Airbag?
not too familiar with Airbag. I'd have to listen to it again.
Yeah, it was the opening track for OK Computer,
Yeah.
but that's what I was hearing anyway. Um,
Should
yeah,
we go
you
through the
pretty,
lyrics?
yeah, let's get into it, man.
All right. I'm not even going to look into what they mean. I'm just going to read them because
Yeah,
apparently it's
I
pretty
pretty
oblique.
much the story will pretty much tell itself, ladies and gentlemen. I still do want to try and get into it if I could, but I don't know what good chance we will have with that. I mean, even then, for these rock operas, the story will speak for itself, and we'll just like give the synopsis. We are gonna read the whole synopsis as we do the lyrics when we get to them.
All right. The smile of dawn arrived early May. She carried a gift from her home. The night shed a tear to tell her of fear and of sorrow and pain she'll never outgrow. Death is the first dance eternal. There's no more freedom. The both of you'll be confined to this mind. Yeah, honestly, thinking of the a bottom where it said that it was about like these two people who share a mind together. You
Yeah.
can't live without the other. That, I'm kind of seeing that more than the other.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I
I
totally
was
get
told
you.
there's a, I was told there is a miracle for each day that I try. I was told there's a new love that's born for each one that has died. I was told there'd be no one to call on when I feel alone and afraid. I was told if you dream of the next world, you'll find yourself swimming in a lake of fire. As a child, I thought I could live without pain, without sorrow. As a man, I found it's all caught up with me. I'm asleep, yet I'm so afraid. Somewhere like a scene from a memory, there's a picture worth 1,000 words. Eluding stares the faces before me.
Hold on a
It hides
second.
away and
Dude,
never.
they just it almost felt like they just predicted Metropolis 2 without even thinking about actually making it.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
Anyway, eluding stares the faces before me. It hides away and will never be heard of again. Deceit is the second without end. The city's cold blood teaches us to survive. Just keep my heart in your eyes and we'll stay alive. The third arrives. Before the leaves have fallen, before we lock the doors, there must be a third and last dance. This one will last forever. Metropolis watches and thoughtfully smiles. She's taken you to your home. It can only take place when the struggle between our children has ended. Now the miracle and the sleeper know that the third is love. Love is a dance of eternity.
Oh shit, dude. You know what? Some of these lyrics that you have read off, dude, I'm actually they almost sound like they're even the titles for Metropolis 2 songs. Like Dance of Eternity, that's a song. Scenes from a Memory, dude, like that's not the name of a song, but they did say it in one of the songs, obviously. And then Metropolis, obviously, we know that's the name of the album and the song itself.
Yeah.
You just let me ask you an honest question right now. What the hell does the name Metropolis have to even do with the story? Not for part one, but part two in particular.
Uh, we will see as we go through the lyrics because I haven't actually gone through the lyrics yet. I've just listened to the album a few times.
Yeah, I've been listening to it over the last few days so that I could have a good idea of what I want to say. But I was like, dude, if you were gonna call something like Metropolis, you might as well did that. Make it the story that almost sounded like the reference to the 1927 film of the same name. I'm just saying. All right, ladies and
Mhm.
gentlemen, now that we got that out of the way, we are now going to officially get into the album itself here. So the obviously all these titles have scene one, scene two in it, and then they say like what the other name would be. I think it's like a first title and a second title kind of thing when you look at them. Uh Obviously, they do not. There is no links to the songs on Wikipedia, but I will still include the album itself anyway, regardless. The links to all of it will be in the description below.
Yep.
All right, so we open with scene one, Regression. And you know, I'll be honest with you, I do like the idea that they did the title names for like scene one,
Yeah.
Regression, for example. It almost feels like it's a theater or operatic kind of thing, you know? And considering that this is a rock opera, imagine if Pink Floyd fucking did that. Like, scene one, In the Flesh. Scene two, The Thin Ice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine Frank Zappa did that with fucking Joe's Garage.
I'm
You
excited to
know?
get to Joe's Garage. It's such a fun album.
Yeah, we're gonna have to give that a listen later when we can. So, what can I say? So scene one, Regression. I'm just pulling up the synopsis on Wikipedia. It obviously starts, you know, a clock, you know, like you know those school clocks that
A
has the
metronome.
what's that?
I was thinking more like a metronome.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know, it just sounds like a clock, you know, like you know,
Yeah, it
and
just
then
honestly it does sound more like a clock than a metronome.
uh,
Very loud clock.
yeah. Okay, so obviously, James LeBrie, probably one of my favorite vocalists without a doubt. Now, he obviously pretends that it's like he talks like the therapist in it. So basically, the scene goes. Let me find it one more time. Here we go. Act one. Act one. These are broken up into two different acts, so it'll be like a double LP thing. Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory, opens with Nicholas, a troubled man undergoing past life regression therapy in a hypnotic trance induced by his hypnotherapist, who is the guy who starts talking at the beginning of the album. He ends up beginning to see a girl by the name of Victoria Page. Her full name is in the CD booklet and was shown during the 2019 tour when the album was performed in its entirety, and experiences a life that feels strangely familiar despite never having been there, which is scene one, Regression. You know, let me ask you this, Aegis. Have you ever
Yeah.
felt like you have lived a previous life?
No, I don't believe in reincarnation or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I have I became a believer for a pretty specific reason, and I will explain why at the ending of this when we get to the end. But okay, so let's get into the tied tracks. I will read this right here. We'll take turns, Aegis.
Okay.
Okay, so he pretty much James LeBrie says, or the hypnotherapist says, close your eyes and begin to relax. Take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Concentrate on your breathing. With each breath, you become more relaxed. Then you start hearing Nicholas breathing in the background, you know? Imagine a brilliant white light above you. Focusing on this light as it flows through your body. Allow yourself to drift off as you fall deeper and deeper into a more relaxed state of mind. And then I think this is when you start hearing the acoustic guitar, right?
I can't remember.
All right. Now, as I count back from 10 to 1, you will feel more peaceful and calm. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You will enter a safe place where nothing can harm you. 5, 4, 3, 2. If at any time you need to come back, all you must do is open your eyes. 1. And then that's when the song begins. Safe in the light that surrounds me, free of the fear and the pain, my subconscious mind starts spinning through time to rejoin the past once again. Nothing seems real. I'm starting to feel lost in a haze of a dream, and as I draw near, the scene becomes clear, like watching my life on a screen. Hello, Victoria. So glad to see you, my friend. Okay, so one thing that I want to quickly mention, ladies and gentlemen, is that for some reason it feels like in several songs later on in this album, you'll hear reprisals or whatever from like from other songs and whatnot. For example, Aegis, like the song Breathe from Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, then you hear
Yeah.
a revival of Breathe in the song Time.
Hmm.
That's what I was seeing with some of these songs as I started listening back. Alrighty. Next song is Scene 2, Part 1, Overture 1928. And let me just say this firsthand. I love how a lot of these rock operas have like overture and then whatever year on it. That's what the Who's Tommy did with I think it's their opening track, but I could be wrong. Um but yeah, there's not much really to say.
Yeah, it's an instrumental track, so there's not much to say.
Yeah, it's not even on here for the synopsis either. So let's just move on to the next one.
Yeah. Scene two, Strange Deja Vu.
Yep. I will say this though, I did love the overture, the overall sound. It really set it up
Yeah. Yeah.
it really set it up the mood. Like Regression, it was nice with the acoustic guitar, like probably one of the calmest openings ever. Then you get right into fucking overture, and then it continues on with this. All right. All right, as we continue here, he ends up seeing a woman by the name of Victoria. He learns that she was murdered and discovers that he was Victoria in a past life, which is the synopsis for Strange Deja Vu.
All right.
I'll
You
let you
ready?
read these.
Yeah. Subconscious strange sensation, unconscious relaxation. What a pleasant nightmare. And I can't wait to get there again. Every time I close my eyes, there's another vivid surprise. Another whole life awaiting, chapters unfinished, fading. Closer now, slowly coming into view. I've arrived. Blinding sunshine beaming through. There's a house I'm drawn to. Familiar settings, nothing new. And there's a pathway leading there, with a haunting chill in the air. There's room at the top of the stairs. Every time I'm drawn up there, there's a girl in the mirror. Her face is getting clearer. Young child, won't you tell me why I'm here? In her eyes, I sense a story never told. Behind the disguise, there's something tearing at her soul. And then it goes to Victoria. Tonight I've been searching for it, a feeling that's deep inside me. Tonight I've been searching for the one that nobody knows, trying to break free. I just can't help myself. It's feeling like I'm going out of my head. Tears my heart into two. I'm not the one the sleeper thought he knew. And it's back to Nicholas. Back on my feet again, eyes open to the real world. Metropolis surrounds me. The mirrors shattered the girl. Why is this other life haunting me every day? I'd break through to the other side, if only I'd find the way. Something's awfully familiar, the feeling's so hard to shake. Could I have lived in that other world? It's a link that I'm destined to make. I'm still searching, but I don't know what for. The missing key to unlock my mind's door. Today I'm searching for it, a feeling that won't go away. Tonight I'm searching for the one that I only knew, trying to break free. I just can't help myself. I feel like I'm going out of my head. Tears my soul into two. I'm not the one I thought I always knew. I just can't help myself. I feel like I'm going out of my head. Uncanny, strange deja vu. But I don't mind. I hope to find the truth.
You know what the interesting thing is for this? I actually thought I was hearing two different songs. Like I thought it transitioned to another song because right where you said back on
Yeah.
my feet again, I thought that was a whole new song. Because like the tones of the music changed so much. Or it, changed to, like it I know it's one whole song, but doesn't it not feel like it would be two songs
Yeah,
instead of
I
one?
can see. I can see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. Alrighty, let's move on to the next. All right, so we now get to it's a 1 minute song here, scene 3, part 1, Through My Words.
Excuse me.
Basically, Nicholas starts to believe that Victoria is haunting him to reveal the truth about her murder. Um, I just want to make sure that I. Oh yeah. He recalls. I just want to make sure that I'm seeing whatever part correctly. Otherwise we'll get thrown off on the story here. But
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much what it is right there. Yeah. And I love the piano that's in this here. It's nice to have something like that. All your eyes have ever seen, all you've ever heard, is etched upon my memory, is spoken through my words. All that I take with me is all you've left behind. We're sharing one eternity, living in two minds, linked by an endless thread, impossible to break.
That kind of goes back to the first one about in Metropolis Part 1 about the
Yeah,
two people who were psychically linked and couldn't live without the other.
yeah. Without a doubt. All right, next up we have is Scene 3, Part 2, Fatal Tragedy. Okay, so this is pretty much, oh yeah. He recalls that Victoria distanced herself from her lover by the name of Julian Baines. His last name is given in the 2019 tour video and is also in the CD insert. Due to his drinking and gambling addictions, she sought comfort in Julian's brother Edward Baines and began an affair with him. Nicholas assumes that Julian, out of jealousy, murdered her and then killed himself. A story supported by a newspaper article covering the events, which cites a witness testimony. Okay, so I could obviously see that. I
Yeah.
There's something about this song, like I can't remember what part in this song, but it almost, those organ pianos or whatever that they play in the old Victorian era.
Yeah, Oregon.
You you can hear a little bit of this in this song, I believe. But I
Or
loved how it sounded.
did you want me to
Huh?
go into the lyrics? Did you
Yeah,
want me to
go ahead.
go through the lyrics? Okay. Alone at night, I feel so strange. I need to find all the answers to my dreams. When I sleep at night, I hear the cries. What does this mean? I shut the door and traveled to another home. I met an older man. He seemed to be alone. I felt that I could trust him. He talked to me that night. Lad, did you know a girl was murdered here? This fatal tragedy was talked about for years. Victoria is gone forever, only memories remain. She's passed away. She was so young. Without love, without truth, there can be no turning back. Without faith, without hope, there can be no peace of mind. As the night went on, I started to find my way. I learned about a tragedy, a mystery still today. I tried to get more answers, but he said, "You're on your own." Then he turned away and left me as I sat there all alone. He said, "You'll know the truth as your future days unfold. Without
Ooh.
love, without truth, there can be no turning back. Without faith, without hope, there can be no peace of mind."
And
And
then you
then,
hear the piano and it's the hypnotherapist. And he says,
yep, now it's time to see how you died. Remember that death is not the end, but only a transition.
okay, so the hypnotherapist was supposed to help him, but he's like, let's see how you fucking died. That sounded so morbid, dude. You know, now it is time to see how you died. Remember that death
Oh,
is not the
and
end.
I just wanted to add
Yeah,
the music itself in Scene 3, Part 2, Fatal Tragedy. Love it. Loved the music in it.
I did too. I really did. I even loved like how it sounded, dude. It sounded very
Yeah,
hauntingly, is how I would pronounce it. Okay, so obviously, I cannot talk about Stephen King without mentioning my favorite Stephen King movie, Rose Red. Some reason it almost sounded like something that you could hear in the background of like a scene.
yeah.
And just how hauntingly the music sounded, along with how they sing, "Alone at night, I feel so strange, I need to find all the answers to my dreams," or When I sleep at night, I hear the cries. What does this mean? You know?
Yeah.
And now we
Before
get
we get into
to.
the next song, I really gotta pee. You can start reading it if you want,
Oh, no, no,
or
no.
talking about
You
it.
go ahead and pee quick. Ladies and gentlemen, while he's masturbating, be sure to subscribe to the Roger Radio Show if you haven't yet. Hit that bell to be notified when I upload and comment what you want us to review here on this my channel. While you're at it, subscribe to my other channels, El Gallo Productions and TRRS Clips and Highlights, and be sure to subscribe to Aegis' channel, the Intermission Group. We are going to be planning to make some more videos in the future. We're just getting a lot of scripts ready so that we can do a whole marathon and upload as much content as we can. And also be sure to follow me on my social media. I'm always active on there. Um, yeah, as you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, I am looking festive right now. It's the Christmas season. I got my Christmas story sweater on. So, okay, so this is I literally had to copy and paste a lot of these lyrics so that I could read along here, and this is probably one of my other favorite songs right here is
I also liked the music on this one too. The music
yeah,
was really good
Scene
itself.
4 Beyond This Life. I loved how it began. And then where the chorus was going, I loved how the chorus was going. All right,
All
so
right, it's your turn.
let me quickly make sure that I find what I need here. All right, here we go. So return back to the story, Nicholas assumed that Julian murdered her and then killed himself, which was supported by articles and citing witness testimony. But however, Nicholas began to doubt his version of events and converses with an older man who was more familiar with the case, which was the fatal tragedy stuff. Okay. An animated video shown during Fatal Tragedy on the 2019 tour strongly suggests he is a reincarnated Julian. Nicholas realizes that he will never be able to move on with his own life until he solves the murder. All right, let me find my lyrics quick. All right, here we go. Headline: Murder, young girl killed, desperate shooting at Echoes Hill. Dreadful ending, killer died. Evidently suicide. A witness heard a horrifying sound. He ran to find a woman dead and lying on the ground. Standing by her was a man, nervous, shaking, gun in hand. Witness says he tried to help, but he turned the weapon on himself. His body fell across that poor young girl. After shouting out in vain, the witness ran to call for assistance. A sad close to a broken love affair. Our deeds have traveled far. What we have been is what we are. Our deeds have been traveled far, or have traveled far. What we have been is what we are. She wanted love forever, but she had another plan. He fell into an evil way. She had to let him down. She said, "I can't love a wayward man." She may have found a reason to forgive. Oh, yeah, yeah. If he had only tried to change, was their fatal meeting prearranged? Prearranged?
Prearranged.
All right, thank you. Had a violent struggle taken place. There was of every sign that led there. Witness found a switchblade on the ground. Was the victim unaware? They continued to investigate. They found a note in the killer's pocket. It could have been a suicide letter. Maybe he had lost her love. I feel there's only one thing left to do. I'd sooner take my life away than live with losing you. Then it continues all of the choruses here. Let me look one more time. Yep. And that's pretty much it for scene 4. All right. So next up, we got probably one of my favorite songs on here. Scene 5, Through Her Eyes.
My least favorite song on the album.
Fuck you! Either way, I really loved it. It just sounded so beautiful, man. You could even hear a female um person, a female vocalist, like doing a bit of the humming in the background. I felt that was Victoria's ghost or
Yeah.
Victoria's spirit, anyways.
I guess
Uh,
this entire album, he's trying to uncover Victoria's secret.
oh my god, dude, that should have been the tagline for this album instead. Metropolis Part 2, Victoria's Secrets. That would have been so fucking perfect right there without a doubt. Dude, I didn't even find a whole lot of other memes about it, dude. They should have just did that instead. Take the fonta that they used for Dream Theater on the album cover and just put Victoria's Secret there. Metropolis, Playboy. Scenes from Playboy. All right,
All right.
I'm just taking
Already.
a look one more time. Yep. And then to continue on as saying, Nicholas realized that he will never ever be able to move on with his own life until he solves the murder once and for all. All
She
right, go
never
right
really
ahead.
had a chance. She never really had a chance on that fateful moonlit night. Sacrificed without a fight, a victim of her circumstance. Excuse me. Now that I've become aware and I've exposed this tragedy, a sadness grows inside of me. It all seems so unfair. I'm learning all about my life by looking through her eyes. Just beyond the churchyard gates, where the grass is overgrown, I saw the writing on her stone. I felt like I would suffocate in loving memory of our child, so innocent, eyes open wide. I felt so empty as I cried, like part of me had died. I'm learning all about my life by looking through her eyes. And as her image wandered through my head, I wept like a baby as I lay awake in bed. And I know what it's like to lose someone you love, and this felt just the same. She wasn't given any choice. Desperation stole her voice. I've been given so much more in life. I've got a son. I've got a wife. I had to suffer one last time, to grieve for her and say goodbye, relive the anguish of my past, to find out who I was at last. The door is opened wide. I'm turning with the tide, looking through her eyes.
Like I said, man, every time when I was listening to this song, I kept getting a tear in my eye.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand like this song, like here, and not just this song, but another one that we're going to be reviewing doesn't really sound much like a Dream Theater tune, you know, but it's nice to have something a little soft, you know? All right, so I think that is the end of Act 1. Um, yep, it is. So how about we take a quick break right now?
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back to conclude this album review with Act 2. Don't go anywhere. Open your eyes, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue this podcast. Ah!
We're at scene 6, right? Home?
Yep, to start off Act 2, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so to continue on with this story, the second act opens by describing Julian's addictions to cocaine and gambling, which drives Victoria away from him. Edward feels guilty about deceiving his brother, but decides that his love for Victoria is stronger than his guilt, and he seduces her when she is vulnerable following her breakup.
Okay.
God
It's your turn
damn,
to read
son!
lyrics.
Huh?
It's your turn for the lyrics.
Yeah, I got you. But
Okay.
dude, let me tell you, I thought she would be the one to be seducing. Cause all I'm seeing right now is yeah, is like this bitch is fucking cheating on her man with his brother. Like, what are they supposed to be, twins?
Excuse
All
me.
right. Anyway, so here we go. This I will say this though. Scene six, home, my most favorite song here. I don't know what it is about it. I really liked how it sounded. You know, like that one instrument that they use that almost sounds like either Egyptian or Indian music.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I really liked how they used that instrument. And then there was also when the music really, really picks up, there's how the guitar sounded like the wow, 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 wow. Loved it. It really gets your blood like pumping, you know, really pumping.
Yeah, so
All right. Oh, I got the lyrics.
no, let me say this first.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
I I said this earlier in this episode. I like every single song on this album. All of them are really good songs, or just some that I like more than others. And just the way it turns out, Beyond This Life and no, Through Her Eyes and Home are some of my least favorites on the album. I still like them. I just like the other ones more.
You good?
Yeah, yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Okay, yeah. All right, so the lyrics go as follows: Shine like a fire, lines take me higher, my mind drips desire, confined and overtired, living the
One
charade
second.
is
I
get.
just want to say I really like that line, lines make me higher.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
okay. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. I'm just trying to find where I was.
Confined and overtired.
No, all right, thank you. And don't ever fucking interrupt me again.
Sorry, I just liked that line.
Yeah, living the charade is getting me nowhere. I can't shake the charade. The city's a cold blood calls me home. Home, it's what I long for. Back home where I belong. The city, it calls to me. Love to see death. Decadent scenes from my memory. A good reference to the title track. Sorrow, eternity. Love to see death. My demons are coming to drown me. Help, I'm falling, I'm crawling, I can't keep away from its clutch. Can't have it, this habit, it's calling me back to my home. And then it has something here that says, I remember the first time she came to me. She poured out her soul all night and cried. I remember, I was told there's a new love that's born, for each one of that has died. Then we go back to the song here. I can see you!
He
Yeah,
said, I can see you. Yeah,
I never thought that I could carry on with this life, but I can't resist myself no matter how hard I try. You know
just
what?
carry on with this lie.
Well, I will say this: I can't resist myself no matter how hard I try. I really like that because it's definitely relatable to me.
Yeah,
Just like with how you like lines that take me higher, it's a really
yeah.
it's pretty good too. Um, Living their own life is getting them nowhere. I'll make her my wife. Her sweet temptation calls me home. Home, it's what I long for, my home where she belongs. Then I think it's right after this second line of chorus here is probably where we hit my most favorite part of the song. Her ecstasy means so much to me, love to see death, even deceiving my own blood. God knows how many times with that woman that I was fucking around with, that was definitely relatable right there. Victoria watches and thoughtfully smiles. Love to see death. She's taken me to my home. Help, he's my brother, but I love her. I can't keep away from her touch. Deception, dishonor, it's calling me back to my home. And then we probably get to my most favorite part of the song because of the how the instrumentation was with the
Yeah.
bam, down, the bam, down. I really loved it. It just
The
sounded so
instrumentation, the music in this album is all really good.
no, dude. How is it that they never got any awards or any nominations for this?
People just aren't into prog as much as I am.
That's because there's a bunch of fucking retards out there that don't get good music.
Yeah, people just they only listen to what they're told they're supposed to like.
Dude, that's the same with these radio stations. They play the music that they're
Hmm.
told to play.
Yes.
All right. Now we get to the last part here. Her story, it holds the key. Love to see death. Unlocking dreams from my memory. Solving this mystery. Love to see death is everything that is a part of me. Help, regression, obsession. Great rhymes there. Can't keep away from its clutch. Leave no doubt to find out it's calling me back to my home. And then we also get, the wow, 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 wow. And
You know
then,
the wow wow.
yeah.
Sorry.
And probably probably the fastest ending to a song that I have heard because you hear the music that's from the beginning and then they just sped it up. Then you hear Mike Portnoy just tearing it on the drums without a doubt, man. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me just quickly get my bearings here, if I may. Alrighty. So next up we got is Scene 7, Part 1, The Dance of Eternity.
So I was just listening to this album again not too long before I recorded this, and my sister's over here. And I was playing this song, and she's like, "Damn, what are you playing? I love this song."
Here's the
This it's
one
a
thing
pretty good
I
song. It's
loved.
completely instrumental, and it's really good.
I loved the piano that was in it because it was so fast and it almost felt like,
Hmm.
if you were watching a 1920s silent film or whatever. And remember, this I think the story of Victoria Page was supposed to take place in 1928 according to the Overture, right?
Yeah.
But even though they do not fully confirm what the actual year is, like saying, oh, yeah, it was in 1928, I'm just going off that because, of course, the Overture name was, of course, Overture 1928. Um, it's an instrumental, obviously, but I did
So there's
like
not
it.
much to say. Yeah, it sounded very beautiful.
Yeah.
And then on to scene 7, part 2, One Last Time.
You know, I don't know what it was about this song. I really couldn't get into it, honestly, but I really
It's
did
all right.
love
Yeah.
how it sounded. The piano, I think it was the piano that the piano was pretty good, but it just kept killing me. I don't know why. Otherwise, actually, it was the chorus that was getting to me the most.
Okay. Here,
You
let me
know?
go through the lyrics.
Yeah, go ahead.
It doesn't
Oh,
make
wait a
any
minute. I
sense.
just want to make sure that we. Okay, so so the story continues on to say, after visiting Edward's old house, Nicholas believes he has solved the mystery. Julian had tried to beg Victoria for forgiveness, and when rebuffed, killed both her and Edward, then positioned himself as the witness in the newspaper article. All
Okay.
right, go right ahead.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense, this tragic ending. In spite of the evidence, there's still something missing. Heard some of the rumors, told a taste of one's wealth. Did Victoria wound his soul? Did she bid him farewell? One last time, we'll lay down today. One last time until we fade away. One last time, we'll lay down today. One last time, we slowly fade away.
Can I say something quick? One last
No.
time we'll lay down
Here.
today. Doesn't it not? Does that not sound like, hey, how about we cuddle together and spoon together? We're probably gonna end up getting killed by my brother, so how about we make the
Pro-
most of it?
well,
Just imagine that, dude. Like, imagine like
he's gonna kill
whatever.
us. Wanna fuck?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. So, my brother's on his way to kill us right now, and there's no escaping. So, you wanna that almost sounds like something that Beavis and Butthead would do. Like, Butthead, I could just sit here.
Uh,
So, how about we.
It's not true. Not true. They never score. It's true. They never score.
Well, here's the thing, though. Uh, their fathers did. Otherwise, how would Beavis and Butthead be born?
Father's got more game than they do.
No shit. But wait a minute. Oh wait, you have not watched Beavis and Butthead do the universe, did you?
I have not.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that then. You have to watch it for yourself. Otherwise, I would have made a point, but I'm gonna let you watch it. I
Oh no,
have
you need to
watched
watch
it, and
still?
what?
Oh no, you still need to watch
What?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Dude, I know. Not only that, I gotta watch the third Venom movie too. And I know we
Yeah.
fucking got them at Walmart here in town, dude. And I still gotta buy them. I'm probably gonna buy them as Christmas presents for myself. Treat myself nice. You
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? If for some movie reviews, we may have to do movie reviews of the Deadpool trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold you
All right.
to that.
Anyway,
Yeah, continue on.
here I am inside his home. It holds many clues to my suspicions. And as I'm standing here right now, I'm finally shown what I've always known. Coincidence I can't believe. As my childhood dreams slowly come true, are these her memories awakened through my eyes? This house is brought back to life. An open door, I walk on through into his bedroom. Feeling as cold as outside, the walls disappear to some woman who's screaming. A man pleads forgiveness, his words I cannot hear.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I think it was honestly. How did you feel about this song? It was kind of my least fave.
It was on the lower half of the spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I really wanted to like it, but I was like, I don't know, man. I just don't know.
The next one was a lot more fun of a song. This is a very
Oh
fun
my
song.
God, dude.
Scene 8.
This, yeah, this one here is actually one of my top favorites too, dude. I,
Really good song.
I will be honest with you, dude. I was listening back on this and I was kind of singing to myself. And I'm not much of a singer.
Yeah.
And I am, of course, talking about scene 8, The Spirit Carries On. And you know what? The lyrics, looking at the lyrics, they are probably the most beautiful set of lyrics ever. Like Dream Theater, you fucking outdid yourselves. But then, of course, you know that with progressive rock bands, their lyrics are supposed to have a lot more deeper meaning with their stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah, that goes especially for the Deer Hunter and their acts. Such good lyricism.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's another thing that differentiates progressive rock from other genres is that their lyrics are supposed to have a much more deeper meaning and more philosophical kind of meaning. Look at what Roger Waters did with Darkside for Christ's sakes, and not to mention there was the likes of King Crimson. I'm sure they had good meanings to their lyrics, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and then there was some of the albums that I was listening to by Yes, they don't seem like the type that would do that, but I was listening to their album Tales from Typographic Oceans, which we will review in the future, ladies and gentlemen, that did have some meaning to it too. And then Genesis also, but then of course they had Peter Gabriel who helped lead them to become what they became before his departure. So,
Yeah. Haken's also got some pretty good lyrics too.
yeah, exactly. All right, so like I said, this is probably one of the most beautiful songs ever. It's probably my number 2 song. Um, okay, so
Where did we come from? Where did we go? Where did we come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
oh my God, fuck you for even doing that. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Wow. I was about to say to continue on with the fucking story, you cunt. It goes on to say Nicholas has finally came to terms with what happened to him and decides to bid farewell to Victoria, who, by the way, He was in a previous life, dude. Um, but yeah, Nicholas came to terms with what happened and decides to say farewell to Victoria or goodbye. But how could he even say goodbye? He never even fucking met the bitch.
All right.
Oh, fuck. I gotta find where the lyrics are. Okay. Is it your turn with the lyrics?
No, it's your turn. It's your turn.
Okay. Where did we come from? Well, obviously, it's underneath your mother.
Oh, snap.
I had to do that. Very tasteless joke, everyone. I apologize. I apologize. This is what happens when you give me too much of this, all right? I'm just speaking truths.
Mhm.
That's why people like me more, is because I spit hot facts. Pun intended.
What are you, fucking Ben Shapiro? Piece of shit.
I ain't a Trump supporter, so you ain't got shit on me. Oh. Anyways, why are we here? Oh, where did we come from? Why are we here? Where do we go when we die? What lies beyond and what lay before? Is anything certain in life? They say life is too short, the here and the now, and you're only given one shot. But could there be more? Have I lived before? Or could this be all that we've got? If I died tomorrow, I'd be all right because I believe that after we're gone, the spirit carries on. I used to be frightened of dying. I used to think death was the end, but that was before. I'm not scared anymore. I know that my soul will transcend. I may never find all the answers. I may never understand why. I may never prove what I know to be true, but I know that I still have to try. If I died tomorrow, I'd be all right because I believe that after we're gone, the spirit carries on. Move on, be brave. Don't weep at my grave because I'm no longer here. But please never let your memories of me disappear. Safe in the light that surrounds me, free, making a reference back to a previous song right there with that lyric.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's making a reprisal from the first track. So, anyways, safe in the light that surrounds me, free of the fear and the pain, my questioning mind has helped me to find the meaning of my life again. Victoria's real. I finally feel at peace with the girl in my dreams. And now that I'm here, it's perfectly clear. I found out what all of this means. If I die tomorrow, I'd be all right because I believe that after we're gone, the spirit carries on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to the final song here, I'm going to address the reincarnation thing. Now, Aegis, you have stated that you do not believe in reincarnation, correct?
I do not.
Well, how come?
Because I'm Catholic.
Is that the only reason why?
Well,
Or,
if if reincarnation is real, with the way I am, I would know of my past life because I would find a person out there who is very much like me. You know
okay,
what I mean?
all right. So,
No, I believe in God. I believe in heaven. That's what I believe in. I believe in heaven, hell, purgatory, all that.
yeah, I do too,
I have
man.
nothing against you if you believe in reincarnation, though. I respect other people's beliefs.
Yeah.
I just
I
don't
will
personally believe in it myself.
I will say this honestly, man, from the bottom of my heart. I believe there are, for me, I basically believe in this. Three different outcomes when you die: hell, heaven, or purgatory. And the reincarnation thing, I feel it is involving somewhat purgatory. Let me explain why.
Okay.
So it was a few years ago, 2020 or 2021, before I moved here to Rapids from my hometown of Hill City. I was attending a funeral for one of my friend's aunts who sadly passed away unexpectedly. There was a moment during a eulogy that one of the family members gave where she said, the moment that our aunt or our family member passed away, a couple minutes later, they heard what sounded like a ding in the hospital. That ding was to announce that a baby was born. That gave me chills, literally. Um, then there was about a year later where I was talking with the person who passed on's youngest sister, who is the mother of one of my closest friends. And I talked to her about this, and I was like, that gave me chills. And then she gave me the interpretation of her soul might have been reborn into a new baby, but would not know it. And that's pretty much God or Jesus's way of saying that the soul cannot leave earth and go into like heaven until they understand their true purpose in this lifetime.
Okay. It's an
That was what she
interesting
told me.
interpretation of purgatory.
Yeah, that was what she told me. And it was from that moment on I started believing in reincarnation. Sure, we may not remember that we actually live past lives. I would take that as the interpretation of God erasing our memories, so to speak, and having us do like a quote unquote restart kind of
Okay.
thing. You know?
Yeah.
It that whole thing to this day still sticks with me, man. It really, really does. Even then, before I go to bed, I'll just lay in my bed every single day being like, how many more lives could I have lived possibly without even knowing? Like I said, if you believe in reincarnation, ladies and gentlemen, you believe in it. If you don't, you don't. That is my
Yeah.
personal opinion on all of it. And I will go to my grave still sticking with that story to the very day I die, ladies and gentlemen. And that I promise you. If there's any of you who do believe in it, let us know in the comments below, but let's keep it civilized out of respect for everyone's beliefs, all right?
Yeah, I'm very obstinate with my beliefs. They're never going to change, and I believe the same as for you.
Yep, absolutely, man, without a doubt.
All right.
Without a doubt, indeed. Just give me a quick sec. So, to conclude this album, we have Scene 9 finally free, which I feel is probably the most appropriate closing name for an album of
Yes.
this concept, without a doubt. I had to copy and paste like the dialogue here. I have the lyrics, but some reason the dialogue with the hypnotherapist doesn't appear on it.
All right.
Is it your turn or mine?
Yeah, it's my turn.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and read that?
Excuse me.
I don't
Okay.
think that's how it starts.
Just imagine this beginning of the song is just like, ah.
Just right after a beautiful song ends, all of a sudden they're like, what the fuck?
All right. You're once again surrounded by a brilliant white light. Allow the light to lead you away from your past and into this lifetime. As the light dissipates, you will slowly fade back into consciousness, remembering all you have learned. When I tell you to open your eyes, you will return to the present, feeling peaceful and refreshed. Open your eyes, Nicholas. No, the first time I listened to this album, I was just at work. I was listening to this. My name's Nicholas, by the way. Call me Aegis, but
Yeah, but
I'm
call
named
him
Nicholas.
Aegis, but every time I see no, my boy Aegis here, now I have to start saying open your eyes, Nicholas.
Yeah, it
But
scared the shit out of me when I heard it for the first time.
right, here's the thing. I want to actually say to continue on with the story, let me just find it here. The narrative then shifts to Edward's perspective, revealing that he wished his romance with Victoria was more than a simple affair. As Victoria begins to reconcile with Julian, Edward confronts the two of them, murders them, then stages the scene and assumes the role of the witness for the newspaper column. The flashback includes Edwards telling Victoria to open her eyes before killing her, echoing the same words the hypnotherapist used to wake Nicholas from his hypnotic trance, which is the meaning of the song. But
Okay.
you go ahead and continue on.
All right. Friday evening, the blood still on my hands. To think that she would leave me now for that ungrateful man. Sole survivor, no witness to the crime. I must act fast to cover up. I think there is still time. He'd seem hopeless and lost with this note. They'll buy into the words that I wrote. The feeling
Yeah,
inside me finally found my love. I've finally broken free, no longer torn in two. I'd take my own life before losing you.
I think for some reason those are choruses right there with this feeling inside me. Finally found my love. I finally broke free. You know, with how it sounded, I really loved that chorus. You know,
Yeah.
or the sounding of it. But please continue.
All right, it goes on to Victoria. Feeling good this Friday afternoon, I ran into Julian, said we'd get together soon. He's always had my heart, he needs to know. I'll break free from the miracle, it's time for him to go. This feeling inside me finally found my love, and finally broken free, no longer torn in two. He'd kill his brother if only he knew.
Yeah. Oh, and then I think this gets to you know, like at oh wait, actually no, it's right after this next part here in the lyrics. Go ahead.
All right, bridge, narrator. Their love renewed, they'd rendezvous in a pathway out of view. They thought no one knew, then came a shot out of the night. Open
Okay,
your eyes,
so
Victoria.
okay, so right here is where we heard what sounds like um Edward, I think. Um yeah, Edward ends up breaking the window and then fires a shot at Julian. And then I hear a woman screaming, which I assume is Victoria. And then Edward ends up saying anything, but I could not fully understand what he said. But he ends up shooting her. But dude, you know that the woman screams that you hear in the song? Doesn't that
Yeah.
not sound like some copyright free stuff that people use in everything, including fucking movies, TV
I got
shows,
you, I
and
mean.
YouTube
Kind of
videos?
like the Wilhelm scream.
Yes, exactly, exactly, exactly. But I was like, I heard that scream, dude, and I knew I fucking heard it from a million goddamn things.
All right.
Yeah, and then
One
this is
last
the.
time.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Okay.
No, you go ahead.
One last time we'll lay down today. One last time until we fade away. One last time we'll lay down today. One last time we fade away.
Yep, they just ended up going back to the previous song that we heard, dude, which was Scene 7 part 2 one last time. I knew I heard that and I was like, "Wait a minute. Why did I feel like one last time was the last song?" Did that do like a mind fuck with you on that?
I could say, yeah.
Yeah, but I actually did like how they added it because the song was already sounding tragic enough as it is because of the overall sound and how the song was going, you know? Like, holy
All
fuck.
right.
Go ahead.
As their bodies lie still and the ending draws near, spirits rise through the air. While their fears disappear, it all becomes clear. A blinding light comes into view. An old school exchange for a new. An old
School
soul
exchange. Don't
exchanged
you
for
mean
a new.
soul?
Sorry. Yeah. Familiar voice comes shining through. And it goes to Nicholas. This feeling inside me finally found my life. I'm finally free, no longer torn in two. I learned about my life by living through you. This feeling inside of me finally found my life. I'm finally free, no longer torn in two. Living my life by learning through you. We'll meet again, my friends, someday soon.
Yep. And
It
then,
goes into a CNN report.
yep, let me quickly give the synopsis here for this. So we hear I think it was a vehicle pulling up, but I thought it was rainfall. You know, it was raining outside. Then you hear footsteps, like pretty quiet footsteps. Uh, Read that article part, but leave the last sentence out for a moment, please.
News in London, France, Russia, and Italy have deleted their lead story, all anticipating the outcome of the man considered to be a member of American nobility. Imagine as the Skies have grown darker here over Washington. The mood has grown darker as well, and people here are beginning to resign themselves to the possibility that we are witnessing yet another tragedy in a long string of misfortunes. Reaction from everywhere, from Washington, and certainly from around the world, has guess.
Bam. And then we hear uh, the TV turn off, footsteps. Then it sounds like this person in question is making a drink because you hear ice glass and then a splash and then more walking. And then it sounds like he turned on the phonograph or something like that. And then you hear some music. And then all of a sudden the sentence is, open your eyes, Nicholas. I don't know why. The first time I ever heard that, dude, the scream actually did make me jump literally. Like it gave me a kind of a jump scare. And dude, that would be such a great meme right there without a doubt. Then you hear like what sounds like a record scratch, like and then it just sounds like phonograph stuff. Let me take a look one more time here. Okay, so in the present day, which is around when the
Opera takes place.
yep, or actually when the news break was coming, right? In the
Oh, yeah,
present,
yeah, yeah.
Nicholas arrives home, followed by the hypnotherapist. Nicholas is startled by another request to open his eyes, which was the open your eyes, Nicholas.
Hmm.
And then the album cuts to and concludes with phonographic static. So, we don't know what it was at first of what happened after, right? The band confirmed on the Metropolis 2000 live DVD that the hypnotherapist was Edward's reincarnation and fucking killed Nicholas to complete the cycle once again.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
That's
Now,
fucking
I was like, how did he kill him though? Did he shoot him?
no idea.
Yeah. Why? I mean, how could you? I mean, dude, you know what? Dream Theater kind of dropped the ball with explaining what happened. They should have kept it anonymous or unknown. Like I don't think you ever saw the show The Sopranos. There was like a very legendary scene that ended the whole show itself. There's Tony Soprano with his wife and son in a restaurant, and his daughter was arriving late. It cut to a scene of her running in, and as they hear the door, like in some restaurants, the doors will have like a chime to hear a ring bell or something like
Yeah.
that. It cuts to Tony Soprano looking up like this, and it cuts to black right there. They
Oh,
should have fucking did that. They should have kept Nicholas's fate unknown. Let me tell you something too. Victoria, you shouldn't have fucking cheated. You shouldn't have been fucking around with other guys. And what happened? You got your ass shot, bitch. All right, so that static that we hear at the end of the album, that album actually that static continued on into their next album, which is their song "The Glass Prison," which was on their next album, 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence from 2002. And this pattern persists through the subsequent albums until Octavarium 2005 with the same concept but different closing notes. So, is that it?
yep.
Before we get into the next stuff, here's something that I need to explain to you, Mr. Aegis Don Levity. Let me see if I can find it quick.
Is that?
There it is. So, there was a while back that you sent me a meme. Could you explain what the meme is, please?
Oh, the Dream Theater meme?
Yeah, that you messaged me on my phone. It had my boy
Oh,
Nicolas Cage in it.
oh yeah. This is Open Your Eyes, Nicholas. This is a picture of Nicolas Cage.
Yep. What if I was to tell you that I kind of found a meme myself?
Sh- Okay.
Let me explain the context of it, and I have it right here on my phone. I'll text it to you in a minute. So this was
Hmm.
on Reddit. Uh, it's Dream Theater Metropolis Part 2 Scenes from a Memory, and each title track was pretty much just what it said. It's pretty much Metropolis Part 2 in a nutshell. There's a picture of, you know, that grinning dude that looked cursed as fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, the title tracks are pretty much Metropolis Part 2 in a nutshell. I'm gonna read them off to you, and you tell me what you think. Track 1. Is this a song? Oh, there it is. Track 2. 2112 Overture, which is actually a reference to Rush's album 2112. Track number 3. Bad Acid Trip. Track number 4. I thought it was just the ending of Strange Deja Vu for a while, NGL. Track number 5. Wait, are we in the past again? Track number 6. Fake news and alternative facts. Track 7. Calm Before the Storm. Track number 8. The best song on this album, but also sex moans. Track number 9. 11-4 intensifies, and so does every other time signature. That is obviously a fucking reference to remember the. Oh no, 11/4. No, it's not the 5th of November. Never mind. Track
11/4
number.
is a time signature. It means there's 11 beats per measure and a quarter note gets one beat.
There you go. Track number 10. Still processing Dance of Eternity. Track number 11. The best musical and emotional climax I've ever heard. And finally, track number 12. 10-minute drum fill. Wait, Nicholas is dead?
I sent you another meme on. I texted you another meme on Reddit, a Dream Theater meme.
All right, let me take a look quick. Oh, I see it. Yeah. You got mail. I need to see if my show will even pull up. Oh, yeah, that is straight legit right there. Straight up legit right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna do it for the album itself. What would you say for your final thoughts, Aegis?
I'd give it an 8.4 8.6 out of 10.
I would say around 8 to 9. I would say I'll give it a 9.
Okay.
I really did like the album. I really
I
enjoyed
do too. I
listening
think
to it
it's
from beginning to end,
probably their greatest album.
without a doubt. But I guess we'll see how Parasomnia does at the Grammys coming up, huh?
Ooh. God. I hope it does well. I hope it actually gets a fucking Grammy.
Yeah. Heck,
I
they
hope it
already
at
won
least
a
gets
Grammy because of
nominated for a
this.
Grammy.
What's that?
I hope it at least gets nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah. Well, they did get nominated, but will they win though? Remember, they won a Grammy in 2022 for their song "The Alien."
Well, I pray
For
the
my
rosary and hold the intentions in my heart that
right,
they get a Grammy.
right. All right. So my favorite song, I will say, "Home" is my most favorite song, and tied for and number 2 is "The Spirit Carries On," and then number 3, "Through Her Eyes."
My top four are uh let's see what did I put down. Fatal Tragedy, Beyond This Life, The Dance of Eternity, and finally Free.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, man. It was a great album, man. Such a masterpiece. I would strongly recommend.
Me too.
The only thing I will say, ladies and gentlemen, is listen to Metropolis Part 1 before you listen to the album. I will include a link to that song in the description below as well as the album. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this podcast as much as we enjoyed bringing it to all of you. If you want to continue to see more music-related content from us in the future, subscribe to the Roger Radio Show, and also subscribe to El Gallo Productions, TRRS Clips and Highlights, and the Interabang Group.
Interabang Group.
Yep. Be sure to stay tuned because we got a couple more rock operas that we're going to do in the next 2 weeks. Then we'll be taking a short break, somewhat to speak, or depending on whenever Aegis' birthday comes up, because it's coming up fast. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. And just remember, open your eyes, Nicholas. Ha! Until next time, ta-ta for now.
Peace.
Open your eyes.